Hi my dear students, very good morning. Now today I am going to inaugurate with lesson number 3, how many squares, page number 34 my dear student. Let it see this rectangle my dear students. In the textbook, this big rectangle given, only one box is filled, covered and other segment I have drawn. So here what is the question my dear students? How many rectangles possible to draw so that each rectangle must contain 12 squares? So my dear students, by seeing the question, I have drawn total 7 segments. I have drawn total 7 rectangles. In each rectangle there are 12 squares. So what was the first question? How many possible rectangles we can draw in this big rectangle so that each rectangle contain 12 squares, my dear student. So there are 7 possible such rectangles we can draw into this big rectangle so that there must be 12 squares. So you can see my dear students, here look at this rectangle. You can see there are 12 possible squares we can make it. So these are the 12 squares made, my dear student. And one more question is there in the textbook. What will be the side length of this shaded part? When, my dear students, you will measure with the scale, you will get 1 centimeter. This shaded part length or breadth is 1 centimeter. Note it, my dear students, as it is square, its all sides are equal in length. I mean, if I will make a square, so what is the property of a square? Already I had explained in the earlier video lecture. A square means what, my dear student? All sides are of equal length. I mean, if this is 1 centimeter, then other side will also be 1 centimeter, my dear students. Now, one more thing, whatever possible squares can be embedded into this rectangle, every square are of same area and same side length. Keep in mind, what is the formula to find area of rectangle or square? Area of square is equal to area of square is equal to side square, and area for the rectangle is equal to length into breadth. I mean length into breadth. So keep in mind, my dear students, whenever you want to find areas for the rectangle or square, we have to use this formula. But here in this rectangle, whatever possible square being embedded, each square possesses same side length and same area. I mean, all squares which is made into this rectangle are cloning. All are cloning. Cloning is exactly copying, and therefore their length will be same, their breadth will be same, and their areas will also be same. So here I try to make same square everywhere, but there is some problem. It is not made properly, but we have to consider this is a approximate figure for the rectangle and square, my dear student. Now, so keep in mind, every square are same, equal in length and same area. Now, my dear students, so what is the answer? first question, what is the side length of this shaded part? It will be 1 centimeter. Now come to the next part. How many such possible rectangle possible like this rectangle, so that every rectangle must contain 12 squares. So there are 12 such there are total 7 such rectangles possible to draw into this big rectangle, which will cover 12 squares. How? Let it see, my dear student. This is the first rectangle. I told you in the earlier lecture what meant by rectangle. Corresponding side are equal in length. So this is the corresponding means opposite sides are equal in length. See, this length is also equal, this breadth is also equal to each other. That is called rectangle. So this is first rectangle, second rectangle, third rectangle, fourth, fifth, sixth, and this 7 rectangle, my dear student. So there are how many rectangles which cover 12 squares? 7. 1 rectangle, 2 rectangle, 3 rectangle, 4 rectangle, 5, 6, 7. But this is also a rectangle, but it is not covering total 12 squares, and therefore we will not take this rectangle into consideration, because here 12 square is not possible to make. You can count it. 1 square, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only there are 6 squares. And therefore, my dear students, we will not take into consideration this rectangle. And therefore, there are total 7 possible rectangles we can embed into this rectangle, which contain 12 squares. I hope so everybody understood, my dear students. So you can see here also same way how we made 12 square in this one. Here also we can make, and here also we can make, my dear student, 12 square. You can see by joining this we can make it. Let me take here. So this is approximate figure. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one more will come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my dear student, there are 6 square this side and 6 square this side. Total become 12 square. I mean, in this rectangle also, my dear student, there are 12 squares. Similarly, come to this one also. Here is also there are total how many squares, my dear student? 12 squares. How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12. So in this way, there will be possibility to make how many squares? 12 squares in this also, my dear student. In this rectangle also, same way we can make 12 squares. How, my dear students? By joining this, you can see it. I am making this approximate figure. It is not accurate figure, but we have to consider. Suppose this is accurate figure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this 12, my dear student. So there are how many squares in this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So similarly, in this rectangle also there are 12 squares. In this rectangle also there are 12 squares. In this rectangle also there are 12 possible square will be there. So there are exactly 12 squares in each rectangle. So there are total 7 rectangles we can draw into this big rectangle, which contains 12 squares. So here, my students, I try to make it properly, but it is roughly figure. So these are, we have to consider a square. Actually it is not looking a square, but we have to consider. Okay, my dear students. So similarly you can draw here also 12 squares. I hope so everybody understood. So what was the first question? What will be the side length of this shaded part? That will be 1 centimeter. And other thing, how many such possible rectangle we can draw? 7 such possible rectangle we can draw. How? 1 rectangle, 2 rectangle, 3 rectangle, 4, 5, 6, 7, my dear student. Now come to the next question. How to find the perimeter for the given rectangle? What is the largest perimeter? What is the least perimeter? Let's see. So my dear students, what mean by perimeter? I hope so everybody know, because already I had told you what mean by the perimeter. Sum of all sides for any geometrical figure is called perimeter, my dear students. So let it see. If this length is given, this breadth is given 1 centimeter, then each square length is also 1 centimeter, and there are embedding of 12 such a square. So what will be perimeter for this square, my dear student? The length will become total 12 centimeter. Why? Because each square length is 1 centimeter. If you will do addition of this one 12 times, then what will come? 12 centimeter. As it is a rectangle, their corresponding side will be equal. If this is 12 centimeter, this is also 12 centimeter, my dear students. This side and this side is also 1 centimeter. This is also 1 centimeter. Now what will be the perimeter for this rectangle? Do the sum of all sides. There are 12 2 times. 2 times do the addition. There are 1 also 2 times. Do the addition. 1 also 2 times, my dear students. Then what is coming? 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 12, 14, 14 plus 12, 26. So what we got, my dear student? 26 centimeter. So what is the perimeter for this rectangle? First rectangle, 26 centimeter, and this rectangle also congruent to this rectangle. It is exactly copy of this rectangle. So therefore, for this rectangle also perimeter 26 centimeter. Now let us find the perimeter of this rectangle, my dear students. So what will be the perimeter for this? How many such squares are there? 12 squares. So in each square, 1 square, 2 square, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are total 6 squares, my dear students. So I mean, what would be the length of this rectangle? By counting the square, I mean side length for each square will be 1 centimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope so everybody understood, my dear students. So the side length of this rectangle now will become 6 centimeter. Why? Because there are 12 square on this side, and there are total how many sides? There are 6 sides, and therefore the total length will become 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 6 times. It is coming out 6 centimeter. I mean, my dear student, the length of this rectangle will be 6 centimeter. And what will be breadth now? 1 plus 1 become 2 centimeter. I mean, my dear student, breadth for this rectangle is 2 centimeter. Now what will be the perimeter for this rectangle? Do the sum of all sides. Here we got 6 centimeter, then definitely this will also be 6 centimeter. Why? Because it is rectangle, opposite side are equal in length. If this is a 6 centimeter, this is also 6 centimeter. This is 2 centimeter, this is also 2 centimeter, my dear students. I hope so everybody understood. So now let me do the addition of all sides of this rectangle. 2 plus 2 plus 6 plus 6. So what will come, my dear students? 2 plus 2, 6 plus 6 is coming out 4 plus 6, 10, 10 plus 6, 16. So what we got? 16 centimeter, my dear students. So what is the perimeter for this rectangle? 16 centimeter. Now similarly we can find for this also. How many squares are there along this horizontal side? 1, 2, 3. I mean, this side length is 3 centimeter. Similarly, the length of this side will also be 3 centimeter, my dear students. Now come to the next one. This vertical side length, what will be this length? So this is the breadth. Breadth is 3 centimeter. What will be length now? So how many squares are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So my dear students, there are 4 squares. So what will be the length of this side? 4 centimeter. Why? Because each side length of a square is 1 centimeter, and there are total 4 such squares, and therefore the length of this side will become 4 centimeter. If this is a 4 centimeter, then this side will also be 4 centimeter, students. So now what would be the perimeter for this rectangle? So what to do? Sum up all sides, my dear students. So 3 coming 2 times, 4 coming 2 times. So let it do the addition. 3 2 times and 4 2 times. 4 plus 4 8. 8 plus 3 11. 11 plus 3 14. So my dear students, we got 14 centimeters. So this is the required perimeter for this rectangle. And these next 3 rectangles are exactly copy of this rectangle. I mean their perimeter will also be same like this rectangle. Why? Because these are exactly copy of this rectangle. I mean their dimension, their area remains same. I hope so everybody understood, my dear students. Now from this conclusion, from this inference, what we got? We got inference that the greatest perimeter is 26 centimeter and the least perimeter is 14 centimeter. So my dear students, so in your question you can write the answer. What is the largest perimeter? 26 centimeter. What is the least perimeter? 14 centimeter, my dear students. I hope so everybody understood. Now if in the question it is given find the area, then how will you find area? Let's see, my dear students, how to find the area. Let us take the example of this rectangle. So its length is given. What is the length given? 1 centimeter. Its breadth given. I'm sorry, my dear students. What is given? Its breadth is given. What is given? 1 centimeter. What is the length given? 12 centimeter. Then what will be the area? We have to use the formula length into breadth. So my dear students, we have length 12 and we have breadth 1 centimeter. So multiply together. What is coming? 12 into 1? 12. So my dear student, now what will be the area? 12 centimeter. See, keep in mind, my dear student, here 12 is also centimeter, 1 is also centimeter. When you want to write 12 into 1 is equal to 12. Centimeter present 2 times. So centimeter into centimeter, see, both are centimeter, my dear student. When both unit will be same, then their power we will add, my dear student. What mean by power? Power means index of this. Nothing power means it is a 1. Here nothing power means 1. Means what? Power means what? How many times it is a repeating with respect to multiplication. So 2 times, and therefore my dear student, centimeter square will come. Simply keep in your mind, if you are finding the area, always you write the square. Whatever unit is given, meter is given, write meter square. Centimeter given, write centimeter square. Whenever you are finding area, my dear students, always you have to write the square for given unit. If it is a centimeter, write centimeter square. If it is a meter, write the meter square, my dear student. I hope so everybody understood how to find the area. Similarly, you can find area for this rectangle also. What is the length given? The longest part is called length and the smallest side is called its breadth. So longest side is called length and the smallest one is called breadth. So its breadth is given 2 centimeter, length is given 6 centimeter. So what will be the area for this rectangle, my dear student? For this rectangle, what will be the area? 6 into 2 is coming out 12 centimeters square. I hope so everybody understood, my dear student. The area for this rectangle, length into breadth is equal to 6 to the 12 centimeters square. Why centimeter square? Because we are finding area. Whenever you are finding the area, what is the unit given? Their unit square we have to write. I hope so everybody understood, my dear students. Now similarly, you can find the area of this rectangle also. What is the length given? 4 centimeter. What is the breadth given? 3 centimeters. So what will be the area, my dear students? For this rectangle, 3 into 4 is coming out 12 centimeters square. I also everybody understood, my dear students. See what we got from this inference. We got same areas. See here also for this rectangle we got 12 centimeter. 12 centimeters square. For this rectangle also we got, my dear student, 12 centimeters square. And for this rectangle also we got 12 centimeters square. And similarly, area of this rectangle is also 12 centimeters square, because this next three rectangles are cloning of this rectangle, copy of this rectangle, and therefore their area will also be same, my dear students. So I hope so everybody understood, my dear students. So one more thing we saw here, there are total 7 possible rectangles we can draw which contains 12 squares, and area of each rectangle, the area of each rectangle remains same, 12 centimeters square. Their perimeters are different but their areas are same, my dear students. We got from here. I hope so everybody understood, my dear students. Now other lecture we will see in the next coming video lecture.